Hi everybody, I've made progress. Here's where I am. I did finish the lace panel piece with the little tiny stitches down the last 2 lines. And now this week I'm jumped over to this plaid with blue and lace trim. I already have blind stitched it down to the background, the batting and the backing. Why my tongue trips over those words, I'm not sure, but it's doing it again this week. And what I don't think mentioned about doing it in this way is that blind stitch makes it already a quilted stitch. I don't even have to quilt beside it because it's already getting that 3D dimension just from doing the blind stitch. And what I don't know if it's obvious. In the schoolhouse section of my site where I've been sharing close-up pictures and details about how I put these elements together, I've mentioned it there, but each of the elements is already backed with a piece of background and batting. So this that already has batting in it, and that batting's now on other batting. So it's dimensional for sure. And what I'm going to do to make the center more blended into the whole piece is I'm going to come back in with some blue thread and stitch the edges of this blue trim down through all the layers. And that'll like pull it down even further down in the middle. And one of the things I wanted to mention about this particular piece, why I made it, it was very inspired by how, well, at least in the movies that I watch and the shows, how they used to use trims and laces and combine the things together to add to some of the most beautiful dresses. And I've always loved that about old dresses from way before my time. So that's what this is kind of inspired by, as if that's a piece off of a dress. Okay, now, since last week, I got 2 more filler bits ready. Here's my little hexagon, and you can see, I think, that I've drawn the daisy in the center of it. This is a duplicate of the one in my June Let's Play, the green and yellow. And I love that design so much with that daisy that I've decided to make one in the bits and bobs colors as a filler piece. So that's ready to add. And then the other, also from Let's Play, last month I did the black and red and black. And I had a couple of cards, playing cards. And I made a few new ones for this piece. This piece has, all the elements are dear to my heart. There's a reason that a Jane Austen book is on it, and the hot air balloon, and my sewing machine, and there's reasons for each of these pieces. And the cards are representing how I miss playing cards with my mom. So I had to have a couple cards on here too. All right, I am going to make more progress, and for me to show you how and where I add the filler bits, I'm gonna have to hold the camera by hand, and I know that that's not the best because of my shakes, but sometime I'll clear my desk off a little more again and get the quilt laid out, and I'll show you, we'll play where I'm going to put the filler bits. But yeah, it's not going to be as steady as this version of me having this video of I don't touch the camera. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll get going and I'll be back. The filler bits are attached to the back with basting, and it's subtle, but it definitely has filled it up some. Quite a bit actually, and the only filler bits left for me to do are tiny little things. Okay, I'm going to scan so I can show you what I chose. And it had a lot to do with, I'll come back again, balance. I'm aiming for balance, not a lot of one color in one spot, to just sort of disperse it across the top. I think I got good balance. I'm pleased. All right. Now, top corner. I put that there and the bluebird there and my work rack mat there and a crochet butterfly there. I need something under here. I'm not sure what yet. Let's see. Okay, this little oval butterfly there. This little motif. I am going to, I should come to it first. This yo-yo flower there. But I changed my mind because of the blue button white that's happening here. I'm going to switch it with this shabby rose here and switch them around. So I have that to fix. Next, oh yeah, the embroidered measuring tape I made is there. The lace trim card I put there, and the velvet fan in the corner, and this motif here, and the cards here, the playing cards, and I moved this from where the fan was to here. I think that does well there. My daisy hexie flower, and the hexie grouping of flowers here, and that might be it. Yeah, I think so. Okay, next piece I'm gonna stitch down is the heart block. I love this heart block. Very pleased. I'm not gonna do the whole thing though because this house is underneath it, so I'm gonna do most of it. And yeah, I'll come and show you what that's like. Well, I was able to get both of these pieces finished this week. Pleased with that. The ribbon rose's heart, I added this, let's see, that embroidery, those X's in the white spots of that trim. For some of you who've been following this for a while, I did a test piece back when I first made the element. So that I kept that in my notes just to remind me of what I had wanted to do. And that's what I did. I was able to get that done all the way around. And that block turned out so pretty. Okay. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked what you saw, and I'll see you again next week with some more.